My name is Emily, 41 years old. I work full-time alongside my husband while supporting our son, who is passionate about soccer, making for a very busy daily life. When I was a student, parents didn't usually accompany their kids to extracurricular activities. But my middle school son's soccer team expects parents to take turns supporting the team. Honestly, having to run around after work is a burden. Even so, I want to support my son, who is eager to aim for the league championship. So, I can't afford to slack off in supporting the practices. This year especially, we have motivated and talented kids in the starting lineup, and the team's morale is soaring. We are striving together, parents and kids alike, to achieve our long-awaited championship. However, this also means that interactions with other parents in the team are inevitable. Yes, I'm talking about those so-called mom friends. Lately, I've been having some concerns about that. Hey, Emily, you need to show up earlier. Even though I'm there 10 minutes before the meeting time, the alpha mom, Amelia, complains to me. But I think I'm on time for the meeting, and there are still others who haven't arrived yet. That's right. For some reason, Amelia always picks on me. Well, Emily, you keep making a big deal about how hard it is to work full-time. You don't wear makeup, and you never come for coffee when invited. Amelia says that, but I don't recall ever making a big deal about it. It's true that I don't wear makeup and can't join for coffee during the day. That's because of my work. But that has nothing to do with the soccer club meetings. If you have to work full-time to get by, I wonder why you even thought of your son joining the soccer team. That's not. If you're in this team, you should be a stay-at-home mom with both financial and time freedom, Amelia says dismissively. Well, but I was about to argue, but the other moms arrived, and the atmosphere changed. My son is doing his best as a starter, and I enjoy the team's atmosphere and the relationships with other moms. So seeing Amelia always makes me feel uncomfortable. I've been trying to keep my distance, but we live on the top floor of that luxury condo. The 40th floor. One weekend, during a break in a practice match, Amelia pointed to what we call the Kitty Tower. It's a 40-story luxury condo that stands as a local landmark. Oh. Is that so? I responded, confused, nodding for the time being. Well, it's not a big deal. They call it a luxury condo, but with just 3 of us, it's actually too spacious. It's hard to manage without a housekeeper. I didn't know how to respond to such a story, but one of the moms said, "Wow, the top floors have 1 apartment per floor, with 360-degree views. That's so luxurious," and Amelia looked very pleased. Oh, I see. Excuse me, my husband is here, so I'll switch with him and leave now. Since my husband had a half day of work and I had to work in the afternoon, we were swapping our son's support duties. While the other moms kindly sent me off, Amelia smirked. Oh, you two are hustling. Well, do your best. We're all going for coffee after the game. Okay. Have a good time. I didn't have time to chat further, so I hurried to work. The following week. Hey, Emily, is it true that your house is a single-family home? Unnecessarily loudly, Amelia asked me. After you left the other day, your husband and I talked about houses. He mentioned that your house is a single-family home. Is that right? Yes. I gave a vague response. I had a bad feeling about this. Amelia smiled slyly at my cautious response. He said we could visit sometime. So, I'll take him up on that and drop by. No, that's... When my husband said, "Feel free to visit us," I thought it was just a polite gesture, but it seems she really intends to visit my house. Hey, everyone, don't you want to see Emily's house? If she says feel free, it must be something she's proud of. My place is just a luxury condo. But I feel too self-conscious to invite everyone because it might seem like I'm showing off. This was news to me, as I hadn't heard anything about it from my husband, who would have definitely mentioned it if he had invited people over. Pressed in such a corner, I felt at a loss for how to refuse. As I tried to come up with an excuse, Amelia had already involved the other moms. I hear upper-class homes offer house tours. Emily's might be small, but even a brief tour would be fine. Everyone. Wouldn't you like to get to know Emily better? Let's have a tea party at her place. We'll work with her schedule. Amelia began to plan the schedule right away. I tried several times to decline, but she insisted, saying, "Didn't your husband already invite us?" Her usual power plays had been something I'd ignored for the sake of peace, but this persistence was really getting on my nerves. Don't worry, it must have been a house you could only afford by working full-time. Even if it's a modest home, I'll appreciate the effort. Something snapped inside me at that remark. All right. Please, come over. I could tolerate her looking down on me and mocking our dual-income lifestyle, but belittling my husband was too much. Oh, really? Then we'll take you up on that. Oh, but can we all fit? It's a lot of people. Amelia grinned triumphantly. Oh, and make sure not to plan it for the end of the month, we're going on an overseas trip. I'm used to it. But preparing every time is such a hassle. Too many trips can get boring, you know? I'm tired of Amelia constantly trying to assert her superiority. I've had enough of these interactions. Lately, I had also noticed other moms feeling uncomfortable whenever Amelia made condescending remarks about me. I worried this tension could affect the soccer team, so I decided to go ahead and showcase my home. The day of the tour finally arrived. As I waited at the meeting point, Amelia arrived first in her car. Thanks for meeting us. Where's the parking? Oh, by the way, I told everyone there would be parking since you mentioned it yesterday. Everyone's coming in their own cars. Amelia smiled slyly. It's obvious that Amelia is trying to mess with me. Yesterday, she called and said, "Hey, Emily, does your house have a parking lot? I've heard that smaller homes sometimes have to rent separate parking spaces because they can't fit them on the property. Did you manage to secure parking on site?" Yes, Amelia's question was only about whether we had parking at our house, not about visiting by car that day. I certainly hadn't told everyone who was coming today to drive their own cars. But... all right then, please park over there. It's spacious enough for everyone. I directed Amelia to the nearby open lot. Oh, okay. Amelia clicked her tongue softly. Good thing there's an empty lot. As Amelia grumbled, the other moms arrived one by one. All right, we're all here. Thanks for having us, Emily. So, is your house that cute little one over there? It's so tiny and adorable, just like you. Amelia looked at a small house behind me and couldn't contain her laughter. And to think, you live in a single-family home near such a mansion. It must be humbling to see that disparity every day. I guess that's your limit? Seeing Amelia's high-pitched laugh, the other moms looked confused and thought it was too much, so I quickly spoke up. Actually, our house is over there. This is the building for our housekeepers. I pointed in the other direction, and Amelia burst into laughter. Beyond the mansion? You can't even see it from here. Let's go. Amelia started walking ahead. Amelia? The entrance is here. I called out to Amelia as she walked past my gate and then opened the gate to my house. What? This is your house. Amelia shrieked. Yes, the mansion she had admired was actually my house. The open lot was where we planned to build a soccer field for our son's practice. The cute little house Amelia referred to is actually the residence for our housekeepers. This way, please. Our home has a modern European theme. I guided them through the front garden, which featured greens for a touch of elegance, to the entrance. At the entrance, the housekeeper greeted me, welcome home, and helped everyone with their shoes. Unexpectedly, my friend Julie popped by. Emily. I found something cute while I was out and brought it as a gift. Oh, am I interrupting? Julie was about to leave out of courtesy in front of the soccer team moms, but they said, since you're here, why not join us? So she ended up staying for tea. Oh, so you have friends dropping by unannounced? Amelia muttered a half-hearted insult, but I continued guiding everyone. We'll do a full tour of the house later. For now, please have a seat. I'll prepare tea and some sweets. No way. In the spacious living room I led them to, Amelia murmured in disbelief. With the doors open to the courtyard, the gravel path, lush grass, and sparkling pond were all visible. Is this a garden within your property? A big pond in the yard? Amelia was speechless. We have garden shoes available, so feel free to explore. My husband designed this house and garden, so any feedback would make him happy. While I explained, the housekeepers prepared the tea and sweets. Today's sweets are from my company, which is planning to launch them soon. I hope you like them and would appreciate any feedback. The beautifully arranged sweets elicited cheers from the other moms. Emily, your company? And your house was designed by your husband? What is this? You've been pretending to be poor to mock me behind my back. Haven't you? Amelia, who had been silent for a while, suddenly blurted out this outrageous accusation. I never tried to deceive you. You never asked until now, Amelia. I felt exhausted by the situation. Since this is a good opportunity, let me explain. I run a company that creates new generation sweets. Due to hygiene reasons, I don't wear makeup. And I can't join daytime gatherings often. My husband runs a construction company, so we are a dual income couple. After reintroducing myself, the moms applauded, but Amelia's mood soured. Humph. What's so great about this big house? I'm not interested. Anyway, I live on the 40th floor of a luxury condo. Just as Amelia started fuming, Julie clapped her hands in realization. Emily, is this the 40th floor lady? I nodded to Julie's cheerful words. Then she turned to Amelia and said, Hey, you there. So, you live on the 40th floor of the Kitty Tower? Amelia seemed taken aback by the sudden question, but Julie's innocent tone helped her regain her usual confidence. Yes, and what about it? Amelia crossed her arms confidently, and Julie continued. Can you show us what your apartment looks like? Surely you have photos of your home and the view? Julie tilted her head cutely and said, I'd love to see it. The other moms chimed in, saying, Yes, we want to see it too. We've never seen it before. However, oh, sorry. It's so normal for me that I never thought to take photos. So, I don't have any on my phone. Amelia put on a regretful face. Julie burst into laughter at her response. What's so funny? Amelia asked irritably. It's just amazing. You don't take photos because it's so normal? I still take photos of sunrises and sunsets. Look. Julie showed her phone, displaying beautiful sunset images with a familiar landscape. This is from the Kitty Tower's advertisement. It's lovely, and there's your cat, Whiskers, in the shot. I couldn't help but get excited about the beautiful scenery and Julie's cat. Excuse me? What are you talking about? Amelia frowned, confused, and I decided to clarify. Julie is an actual resident of the 40th floor in the Kitty Tower. What? A small gasp was directed at the key Julie pulled out, which was designed exclusively for the upper floors of the Kitty Tower. If that's not enough proof, you're welcome to visit my place now. Julie said with a smile, causing Amelia's face to twitch. Occasionally, I get inquiries at the front desk asking if it's Amelia's residence, and I always wondered why. So? You're the Amelia they were referring to. Julie's smile turned into a stern look. It's quite a nuisance, you know. Amelia, confronted by the real resident of the 40th floor of the luxury condo, was visibly shaken. I was just... It seemed Amelia had been claiming to live on the 40th floor of the luxury condo, and not just within the soccer team but elsewhere too. What's the real story? Next time your friends ask about it, I'll have to set the record straight. Julie demanded the truth, making Amelia tremble like a newborn fawn. Tell the truth. Eek. Confronted by the truly angry Julie blocking her path, Amelia gasped and shook her head, but there was no escaping it. I live on the first floor. Amelia confessed, hanging her head in defeat. Interesting, the first floor. So, if you count from the top, it's the highest floor, right? Should I laugh at that? Julie's tone was sarcastic, and the other moms gave Amelia cold stares. You know, some people actually choose to live on the lower floors of luxury condo. It's easier to sell since the value doesn't drop as much compared to the initial purchase price. Plus it's more convenient to access and safer during emergencies. But I doubt that's your reasoning, right? When I asked Amelia, she stammered, well, I have something to do. Goodbye. In a flustered state, Amelia quickly made her excuses and hurried away. I don't get it. It's still a luxury condo, so why lie about living on the 40th floor? I wondered aloud. Julie laughed. You might not know, Emily, since you've always lived in a house, but in luxury condos. There's a huge difference in price between lower and upper floors. Your position in the hierarchy depends on which floor you live on. That's why Amelia probably felt the need to lie. I love higher places, so I chose an upper floor, but some people see it as a status symbol. Julie explained, but I shook my head vigorously. No way. I'm scared of heights. The view you showed me was beautiful, but I'd get dizzy just visiting. My husband built this one-story house because of my fear of heights. Julie laughed more at this. Amelia's quite the character, trying to one-up you, Emily. Even if her claim about living on the 40th floor was true, she couldn't compete with your sprawling one-story home made entirely of domestic wood. The other moms nodded in agreement with Julie's words. I'm not very familiar with luxury condos because of my fear of heights, but if Julie says so, she must be right. But I'm sorry for ruining the tea party, Julie said with an apologetic look. However, I was satisfied with the outcome since I had wanted to address Amelia's constant meddling and had agreed to the tea party at my house for that reason. It turned out better than expected. Shall we get back to enjoying our tea? We then had a delightful time together. 3 months later, Amelia moved away with her family. It turned out that her lie about living on the top floor had spread beyond the soccer team, along with other lies, making it impossible for her to stay in our town. I was worried about the soccer team, but without Amelia's influence, other kids who had been holding back started to shine. With improved team spirit and skills, winning the league championship became a real possibility. To be honest, I was tired of Amelia's power plays. Thanks to you and your friend, Emily, I can fully support the soccer team now. Thank you so much. The bond among the soccer moms grew stronger. We're aiming for the championship, let's do our best. Supporting our energetic child, alongside my husband, while working full-time is my joy.